This is the CHRILLCAST. I'm Chris.
And I'm TiMMy, who is obviously not Will.
Hey up, and I'm Fletch from Ultimate Halo.
And since we just got done, talking about Hidden Xperia, and we already interviewed him, I think it's time to interview Ultimate Halo. Have a little conversation.
Oh, yeah, wait. It's Wildcard Wednesday. Wildcard. How does he say it? I don't know how he says it.
He goes, "It's Wildcard Wednesday."
Wildcard Wednesday.
I need like Steve Downs or like Sweitz or whatever I think his name is.
Wildcard Wednesday.
Exactly.
Like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we need to get this guy not saying CHRILLCAST. We need him to say the CHRILLCAST correctly, so I can use it as a soundbite later. Anyways, why don't we get started with the first question? Unless you want to kind of go into a little brief summary of your channel before we spend 45 minutes on your channel.
Sure. I mean, I think all the questions are probably gonna cover it, but I can sort of tell you about me prior to Ultimate Halo, if you like.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I started a channel called Let's Talk Nostalgia. So there's actually, and I made it. It's not actually called Let's Talk Nostalgia anymore. So yeah.
I don't think this is you, gossip boy.
Yeah. So I was the original LTN, and now LTN is now Luke the Notable. So if Luke the Notable tries saying that he is. He used to do Halo videos, but now he's just like a Fortnite and Minecraft guy normally. He's absolutely nailing it. But I was the original LTN. So I used to make videos, and like my second ever video, which was a Halo video, got like 19k views, which and for some reason I didn't know was a big thing. I didn't seem phased by it. I didn't think, 19k views, that's cool. I just shrugged it off stupidly, and then I made more Halo videos. They did really well. And then from there, I took a break. Went along my other ventures such as music and what have you, and figuring out my way through the world. And then I was about to start another Halo channel, and then called Halo TV. I had the graphics ready for it, and then all of a sudden Wang Time, Will, who originally started Ultimate Halo, literally when he started the channel, he put up a video saying, "We want you guys to audition. We want someone else to be part of the channel to help out. Do a audition video, and we'll consider your application." So I thought, well, screw it. I've just made all these graphics, all these motion graphics. I'll just use this as part of my video. And then from there, I sent it in. I got a Skype message like a week later, and it says, "Yo, do you want to be part of the channel?" I was like, I nearly screamed and cried. And that was that. So that's the start of my journey on Ultimate Halo.
And now you're the sole proprietor, correct?
I am indeed, yes.
Yeah. You already told me you don't know How I Met Your Mother. I was going to give you a reference from there that was going to be a dig and a compliment at the same time, but it ain't going to work because you don't know the show.
I can pretend to laugh and that I understand if you want to say it.
No, it's all good.
Come on, we're here now.
There's an episode where the guy's like this, like they were joking around about how he's like all by himself in his house, right? Which would actually, given the current conditions, there's probably a lot of people that are all by themselves in their houses. But the joke was that people would find his house and stay there just to sleep there. And the nickname they gave to Ted Mosby, who's the main character of the show, they call him the sexless innkeeper, because he would constantly have people sleep over and they were not into him at all. They would just sleep on his couch and then leave. So the sole proprietor is how I was going to describe that. But hey,
I mean,
whatever.
when you said sole proprietor, I work in the finance market as well, so it's a mortgage term. So I was screwed onto my mortgage mind right then as well. So
I don't know why that story went through my mind, but I was like, he doesn't know How I Met Your Mother, so oh well. All right, not Will. Why don't you ask him the first question?
Well, I think you kind of covered this, but I guess what inspired your channel, you creating your channel?
I mean, I could talk about what inspired Will when he first started it, and we all shared the same vision as we went along. Will, he basically wanted to make a hub channel because there wasn't really much thing as a hub channel or a community channel back in the day. At this point, around 2015. For Halo videos, so we'd show other people's creations. We'd do news, we'd do machinimas, we'd do music sometimes. Will did some fantastic music on that at that point, and and we just made videos, whatever we wanted, and showcase stuff. So it was about giving the community a voice, especially for the smaller guys. You know, we were a massive channel at the time, but we were garnering views, and we were doing well. There was a lot of buzz in the community, and yeah, it just went well from there, really.
Awesome.
Cough, cough. Halo Media. Cough, cough.
Never heard of them.
Did you hear about that?
I did, yeah. It was dumb. The way they approached things was out of order and entitled. So I think they need to have a think about their approach. And I think if they want to give it another go again, because I know they set up another Twitter and channel, I think they need to.
Oh, that one's gone too now, by the way.
Oh, is it? Okay, well, they need to revisit their approach. Maybe lay low for a while, not go too crazy, and revisit it once they know how to speak to people and approach them.
Unlike the way they went about reaching out with Arash.
Yeah, well, I actually helped him with his initial response. I DM'd him in the end. And then they got very personal towards the end, which was just slightly inappropriate. Well, incredibly inappropriate. So it was a very childish way to behave, the way they went about things.
How would you reach out to the community to get some, how did you bring the hub together?
I mean, a lot of people would approach us, but I mean, if we saw something cool, the thing is, it was never about stifling other people's, because like it wasn't purely on the basis of, oh, we're going to leverage other people's content to grow. Obviously, we would grow as a part of it. That's part of it. But if we were seeing that a video was struggling, for example, and it was good quality, it was really entertaining, or we liked something that they did, but it wasn't garnering enough views in the time it should have done, then that's a likely point. We say, look, do you want us to feature your video? We think it's really good. So okay, if not, we're not going to get personal and say you're having problems at home with your wife just because you say no, just like a certain other Halo community group did. And if it's a no, that's absolutely fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't personally want other people to put my videos on their channel, but I'm in a fortunate enough position where I do reasonably well for myself in that regard, considering the circumstances in terms of viewership at the community at the moment.
Did you hear that? That's some good advice for anybody that wants to be a Halo hub. Approach people with respect, and if they turn you down, then don't insult them about their family.
Or maybe just good life advice in general, if I'm honest with you, especially if you're on Tinder. Yeah.
Looking for flood forms, right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite content to produce?
Oh, that's a good question. So I mean, for a while I've been like doing topical videos. So at the moment I try to do like maybe 1 or 2 topical videos, and then a top 7 video. And then so the top 7s are really good. They're quite time consuming in terms of the way I edit it. There's a lot of motion graphics going on at once. And yes, there were Call of Duty videos before I was rebranded to Ultimate Halo. But I like topical videos, and I like my top 7s. Even though that's top 5 there, but we'll ignore that. Yeah, so we I like expressing myself, and I think part of my topical videos is it's not like this is my opinion, let's force this down your throat. It's actually more of a let's look at it from both sides, let's rationalize his position, because there are some people who are quite polarizing in the community, and that's fine, they've got their opinions. But let's say, for example, on my sprint video, I put the reality of sprint in Halo Infinite, and I said my point was kind of like, look, it's likely going to be in that, and here's the argument from both ends, and I'm not saying what's right or wrong. And I actually had a lot of people commenting saying that was quite refreshing, seeing somebody who gave both sides of the story and didn't tell me you're right or you're wrong. So I try not to be a dick. That's basically the essence of what I'm getting at.
I mean, there's a certain popular YouTuber that we all know the opinion that he has on sprinting and running in Halo, and he always rags on it every time he gets a chance to talk about it. So yeah, it would be refreshing.
There's a few at this point, but yeah.
There's one in particular we may have talked about yesterday that really dislikes sprinting.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
I think I remember asking specifically, what are you worried about in Halo? And I was like, and don't talk about running. And then he talked about running. So with that being said, we know what content you like enjoying. You like making the most. So we're gonna ask you the same question we asked several other people. TiMMy, take it away.
What are you looking forward to the most with your
Sprint. No, no.
In addition to that.
So in my channel, sorry, or Halo Infinite, I should say.
Right.
But in terms of Halo Infinite, I was sorry, I'm answering what I'm looking forward to most in Halo Infinite on my channel.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. On Halo Infinite, I'm so sorry.
Halo Infinite, okay, yeah. So Halo Infinite, I'm looking forward to exploring, seeing what happens with the story. I'm a big lore buff. I enjoy what happens in the story. So that's like a big thing for me. There's me in the background with Brian Gerard, the community director. Yeah, just the story. I want to see how things pan out. I think the universe is in a bit of a dire state at the moment in Halo, and I kind of like the idea of humanity's backs being up against the wall. So I'm gonna, I'm eager to see how they respond to that. Seeing Chief's story pan out, and also if the game is semi-open world, I just absolutely exploring every inch and every corner of the map, because that'll be that's just my dream for Halo.
Awesome.
Would you be open to the idea of so smaller YouTuber Zeng Helios? I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he does like Marvel and Halo, just interesting combo. But or Marvel DC and I'm sorry, DC and Halo. I don't know if he covers Marvel now that I'm thinking about this. I think it's just DC and Halo because he does like the Flash,
either way, it's
Arrow.
a juxtaposition.
Yes. Anyways, he actually put out a video and said he expects Master Chief to die at the end of the saga. Is that something you think might happen in Infinite?
I think 343 would have some major balls on them if they did that. However, it's where do you take it? And at the end of the day, this game's supposed to be a spiritual reboot. So, do you kill somebody in a spiritual reboot? But this could be one of the best opportunities to do it, because at the same time, Chief's an aging character. He's had quite a few story arcs, and I don't know. I think if they do this well, and they have a really good story for him, they might. And I know 343 are prepared to take risks. I know a few. Quite a few of the guys who work there. They're passionate about it, but they're not scared to step into the unknown. And I think all Halo games have been like that, whether you like 343's games or not. Every single Halo game has done something different, gone against the grain, and changed something, or just strayed away from the unconventional. So I think it's possible, but I have an open mind to the idea. It's just more like, how does the franchise continue after that?
Like, what if it's like the ultimate? I have to stop the flood. He activates the Halo rings to finish off the saga. I don't think that'll happen, but
yeah, I don't think that'll happen. I mean, I think most of the rings are deactivated anyway.
Yeah.
But because they're only situated on every single ring, and they try to find the activation index. Although I don't think, from as far as I'm aware, I don't think we've found the activation index for Zeta Halo. Because do you guys know much about the lore of Zeta Halo? Or
I know what Luke and what you and what the other lore Halo channels have told me.
Yeah. So it's not part of the original, the current array. It was actually part of an older array.
Mm-hmm.
There were bigger rings, but it was scaled down basically because of damage. And the topography and the way it's laid out and how it works is actually different to the other rings. So they don't know exactly, I think, from this point where the activation index is. I can't remember if they found it or not. So they're currently on the hunt for that. So maybe whoever our adversary may be in Halo Infinite, maybe they have it and maybe they're after it. So that could be a key story point, especially with it being a spiritual reboot at the same time. Going back to the original kind of story arc would make sense.
So in my mind, and this has been in my mind for a while, the end of Halo 3 was kind of perfect, freezing the Chief at the end of 3, where you could kind of do anything with the story. Like, it would be really interesting if the Chief somehow got frozen on the ring after activating it, and like they could just reboot this anytime in the future. Like the Chief is now the sole survivor kind of thing, but they would never do that.
I mean, the other part of the problem is like, there wouldn't be any like reboot at all at that point, because like the Foreigners indexed all of the life in the galaxy prior to the rings firing. Unfortunately, we don't have a librarian at the moment or anyone who's actually indexing all of these species. So that would be something that would need to be considered. Otherwise, he's going to wake up to an empty galaxy, and what you're going to do? Just walk around and shoot trees, like, you know.
Cortana's the new librarian. She's the corrupt librarian.
She's a bitch. That's what she is at the minute. She needs to sort herself out. But yeah, I think it could happen. I mean, maybe it would be good, rather than killing Chief, put him in cryo like we did in Halo 3, and just revisit him years down the line, have a triumphant return, and just see what happens. You know, focus on a new character, bring somebody else into the fold. I think they need a brand new character to use as a vessel, kind of like Rookie, like they did with him and Chief in Combat Evolved. Just start afresh.
Now, is there anything in particular that's got you extremely nervous about Infinite?
You see, I swear on this topic a lot. I mean, I feel pretty confident with Infinite. I feel like 343 they're very aware of the strengths that they have, and they're also very aware of the mistakes that they've made. The only thing that makes me nervous is like having a beta. Now, I actually actively think that for Halo Reach and for Halo 5, the games, for the most part, there were certain things that they'd benefit from having betas, but I think for the most part, features were better in the beta. So let's say, for example, Breakout was better in the beta in Halo 5. In Halo Reach, the movement speed and jump height was drastically better in the beta, because in the beta for Halo Reach, you couldn't jump as high, you weren't as fast because you were a different generation of Spartan, and then because fans complained and they had knee-jerk reactions. I am working on a video on this, but because of these knee-jerk reactions fans had, and they didn't have sufficient time to be able to soak it in and actually fully just let the game settle for a couple of months, they don't know truly how those knee-jerk reactions are going to have an impact. And then when Bungie increased the movement speed and the jump height, I don't think the game flows as well on Halo Reach right now. I think it just sort of throws the sandbox off just a little bit.
I did notice the jumps were a little floaty when I finally decided to play through Reach, because I didn't play through it initially. I waited probably 6 months after it came out to play it, maybe a little longer. Yeah,
I felt it was better in the beta, but that's my only worry. But I also hope that 343 knows how to stick to the guns as well, which I'm sure they do. But we'll find out.
It's a good segue to the next one, or well, unless you got more to say on this one. Sorry.
I was just going to ask, what's your? Well, I'll ask you this on the next question. Go ahead, TiMMy. Ask this question.
Well, I was going to say, okay. So, what is your favorite and your least favorite mainline Halo first-person shooter? You know, Reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ODST.
So
definitely not Halo Wars or Halo Wars 2, because those don't count for this.
Well, okay. No, and I'm not good at RTSs, but yeah, I mean, Halo 5 is my least favorite. The multiplayer is solid, and it's got a lot of really good elements to it, but the campaign I just can't get behind, and the custom games are fantastic, but overall as a package, Halo 5 is my least favorite. In terms of my least favorite multiplayer, Halo Reach. Do not like the online at all at that. My favorite campaign is Halo 3. Yes. My favorite story is Halo 4.
I think Halo Canon said the same thing. I liked Halo 4 quite a bit, at least story-wise. Yeah. It is kind of the most involved story.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I think people will be surprised. I actually did a video a while ago guessing people's first Halo game. I mean, that video nearly killed me in terms of editing. I didn't plan it very well. I literally nearly cried when I started to export it. I'm not kidding, but you notice that like my whole point towards the end of that video was it doesn't matter who you are or where you started, you can like different games for different things. You know, I started off in Combat Evolved. I was like 5 or 6 when it came out in 2001, and then I love stuff from Halo 4 and 5 just as much as I do from 1, 2, and 3. So it doesn't really matter. I think people need to stop the whole I was an OG or I started this time or it has no bearing. The audience has changed, the gaming industry has changed. Stop living in the past, kind of thing.
That's fair. I mean, like, see, but at the same time, if you've only played Halo 5 and that's it, you haven't gone back and at least visited the older versions of the Halo games, talking about the previous parts of the series, your opinions aren't as substantiated. You know what I mean? Like, if all you've played is 4 and 5, it's hard for you to have commentary on 1, 2, and 3 without experiencing those. So, like, at the same time, starting at 5 and not going back and playing the older games, which I feel like Halo is one of those series where a lot of people do go back and play the older games. Mm-hmm. But if somebody doesn't, I feel like their opinions are not as substantiated on the original games if you haven't played them.
Yeah, I agree. I think, Halo 5 is. I know a lot of people who started off with Halo 5.
That's fine.
Yeah, but one of the people on the video I was just on about, she actually went back and played through all the Halos, and she absolutely loved them. She doesn't need sprint. She was happy with whatever she was given. So, yeah, I think people appreciate different elements of Halo.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think actually, to be entirely fair and honest, if somebody were to play Halo 5 first, it'd almost be for the best, because then, the Halo 5 is generally the least liked game, so if you enjoyed Halo 5, perfect. Now you can go play all the better games.
Yeah. Look at that beautiful, handsome fella on screen.
Who is that guy? Why is he upside down?
I'm wearing the same t-shirt. You just
Jack
had to
and
do
Jones.
this to me, guys. God.
That was purely by accident. At least you're not wearing the Halo follower shirt.
That's true. Yeah, there are days I kind of want to leave behind me.
Where did you find that shirt?
No, I made it. I used to be part of Halo follower.
Oh, I forgot. You and Token, right?
Yeah, and Dean Abdu, and Kenny. Yeah.
I can't believe I forgot.
I think I've said all that needs to be said on that topic over the years, if I'm honest with you. Yeah. You live and you learn.
When you brand something as well as Ultimate Halo, you forget that somebody was ever part of Halo follower.
I'd hope so, but there's still people who talk about it to this day. Guys.
So I was going to ask this earlier. Which Halo game has your favorite sounds? Like as far as the guns and stuff? Because we're going to ask a different question that's similar to that one, but completely different topic.
Sounds. Good question. Halo. I'd say Halo 3. I think everything has a distinct difference for it, and I think like 343. Their philosophy was. Don't get me wrong. 343 does some great sounds, but in terms of like, Bungie had more of simplicity to it. 343, it's like, how can we make everything sound as epic as physically possible? They went down like a Battlefield route. They kind of did that, like Battlefield 3 onwards. And then when it came to Bungie games, everything is just very distinct. Not everything, everything kind of feels like muffled together in Bungie's Halo games. There's a lot of noises going on that just like blend in at once. Whereas with Bungie, very simple. You could tell if you heard a sound without looking at the screen. I could tell if it's a sniper, I could tell battle rifle, assault rifle, plasma pistol, assault, stuff like that. So, yeah.
I definitely understand what you're saying. I can hear the BR in my head right now.
Yeah.
So with that being said, what's your favorite soundtrack? And if you don't pick Marty O'Donnell, he's gonna be upset.
Well, I've met Marty O'Donnell at a barbecue. He's a nice guy. I should have told him to his face that I preferred Kazuma Shinauchi and just saw how he reacted. But I bet Kazuma as well. He's a nice guy. But no, I used to say it was Halo 3, but I actually think I much prefer Halo 2, because like they're practically the same soundtrack in a lot of ways. Obviously they've got different songs, but a lot of Marty's work in Halo is very iterative. So a lot of the same songs you hear in Halo 2, you hear in Halo 3 anyway. But there's some songs in Halo 2 that don't appear that I can't remember all the names off the top of my head, but there's some great stuff in there. And when I'm scripting my videos, I put on the Halo 2 soundtrack, and that helps me get in the mood, get me in the mental state.
It
makes sense.
Pretty cool that a band like Breaking Benjamin actually submitted music for Halo 2.
I mean, I'm a big John Mayer fan, and when they did the Halo 2 anniversary documentary and they said that John Mayer was in the ending cutscene, I was like, and then I went back and listened to it, because, I mean, it didn't go through his agent. It basically just said, no, like, he just wanted to tell his friends he was in Halo. And then I listened back to the song, I was like, that soloing is just, like, distinctly John Mayer. And, you know, it was around the time of, like, Continuum and Battle Studies and stuff like that, and I was just like, I'm an idiot. But, like, yeah. It just made a lot of sense. So that was a nice surprise. Oh, and Hoobastank as well. I actually did this. I covered this in one of my recent videos, celebrities that appeared in Halo. But Hoobastank, who did The Reason. That was big back in the day. Was that song? But yeah, they did a song. It's not actually in the game, but it's in the soundtrack. It's called Connected. It's a song.
Well, if I remember correctly, the Breaking Benjamin song is actually really difficult to get a hold of, like, legitimately through, like, iTunes, because it's not actually, for the longest time anyways, it wasn't physically on the soundtrack if you bought it on iTunes. I don't know if there was a physical CD that had it on there, but I remember back when Halo 2 came out and I'd heard the song Blow Me Away, right? I think I got the title right.
Yeah.
Like, it was really difficult for me to find an MP3 of it because it wasn't on iTunes. You know, Napster didn't have it. None of the major music, you know, hubs had it. So, like, I had to go to, like, you know, obscure websites to find it. But once I found it, I kept the backup of the song forever because I was worried that I'd lose it.
And every flash drive and hard drive
exactly.
in your house. Yeah. It's not worth running the risk.
Exactly. Can't lose that song. But I think Halo CE, the ambience, I was kind of expecting you to pick that one, but it's more interesting that you picked Halo 2.
Well, when you say ambience, are you more referring to just the environmental?
I thought it fit the theme really well.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it did. I think the things what I liked about Halo 2's music as well is there was a lot of elements that were like, there was a lot of political nuance within Halo 2, and it, you know, really shaped things up. And I think a lot of the songs actually fit the emotional tone of the game a lot as well. Especially like at the end where the Arbiter says to Tartarus, he's like, Tartarus, the prophets have betrayed us. And that was a really bad Keith David impression. I'm really sorry, but I just felt like the music was perfect and it hit those emotional tones. Whereas, like, I know Halo 2 I did pretty disastrous development, but so did Combat Evolved as well. I think in the way the music fed into the world, it did better. But I think Halo 2 did the way the music fit into the narrative better than Combat Evolved. So they had two distinct strengths.
That's fair. I think the rock guitar really changed the feeling of Halo by adding that hard, the Halo theme Yolder mix.
I mean, Bungie Bungie didn't like it, a lot of the higher ups, but like Mike was like, no, don't worry, guys, it'll work.
It's iconic.
And not even he knew if it'd work. He just kind of was just like rolling with it. He was getting all these big names getting thrown at him because Halo was such a huge success. And he was like, oh, okay, let's just do it.
Yeah, and I know you were joking around about telling Marty that your favorite composer was, I don't remember the name you said, if it was the 4 or 5 song.
Kazuma Shinauchi.
Kazuma, yeah. Okay, yeah. But Actman, I don't know if you saw an interview between Actman and Marty. He's like, what'd you think of the Halo 4 and 5 composers? Just dropping that in there. And Marty's like, I think everybody's good.
He hasn't played the games, though, has he?
No, he said he hasn't played them. Yeah.
I mean, I was at a barbecue. There's a community member. He's been a long-standing. He was one of the guys at Bungie.org. He has a barbecue every year, and we always go to that. And there's always a few people from 343 there, and some of the OG Bungie guys. But Marty was there one night, one of the years we went in 2018 to PAX. And it's just a PAX wind down party. I'm sat there with Grim Brother One, Taquin, Ubernick, me. I think Luke was there as well, just having a beer, having a burger. And I looked to my side, and then I was like, whoa. I went, Nick. And he goes, in his Irish accent, he goes, "What, Jack?" I went, "Matty O'Donnell's over there." I'm like, what do we do? And he goes, "Jack, just stay cool. Don't panic." And I'm like, fucking, but like, he was surrounded by people and everyone wanted to talk to him. And I was just kind of like, dude, I'm not going to like, swarm this guy. He's probably had enough as it is. But anyway, when he was leaving, I just said, "Yo, Matty, I just want to say hi. Am I okay to get a picture? Big fan of what you do." And he's a really nice guy. He's very approachable. It was like, "Oh, you should have come and said hi and had a chat over there." I said, I even said to him, "Look," I said, I think you swarmed enough." He goes, "Well, yeah, but it's fine." And then before I left, he said to Grim Brother One, he's saying his goodbyes just around the room, and he goes, "So Jeff, I'll see you at Halo Infinite." And Jeff's like, "What?" And he goes, and he's just kidding. But yeah, it was at that point the whole room was like, "Shit, is he doing Halo Infinite soundtrack? What's going on here?" But like, it was just kidding. So, I was blue balled one too many times.
So I want to make sure this next question is asked correctly. So I'm gonna kind of explain it real quick.
Okay.
So Not Will's not going to ask this question. I'm going to ask it. I'll let you ask the next question, Not Will. Do you ever feel divided between your music and the Halo coverage that you do? And like, how does it affect your timing with everything?
So is this question more me finding the time to accommodate both of those things in my life, or is there a divide musically between how I look at Halo music and my own music from compositional pieces?
Yes.
all,
all of those. Okay. All of those things.
So the latter, in terms of like the compositional, is there a difference? I mean, yeah, massively. I mean, I grew up on like punk and pop rock, Blink-182, Angels and Airwaves, Sum 41, Good Charlotte, Valencia, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not like an expert musician, so I'm not going to sit here on a pedestal and say to people, "Oh well, Marty's arpeggios do X, Y, and Z, and fantastic." So yeah, I am. There's definitely a divide in that respect. I just make stuff that roots back to my skater emo days, but which I never grew out of. But in terms of like finding time between the two things, yeah, I'd say they do. I mean, for me, I was always throughout my life and growing up, I always thought to myself, look,
when you typed that, Timmy, I want you to know that went across your face.
Oh, well,
yeah.
I didn't know how that would work, but you were playing the ball shaving ad, so just wanted to let you know.
Should we do a cut and I'll just go back to
I don't know how long it was playing for, but I got it. How long was it? Did I let it play?
I mean, I don't know, man. It's fine, I'm sure.
Was it inappropriate?
No, but it's just the guy, ball shaving. I just wanted you to know. I know sometimes when the ads play, they don't like that.
Just roll through it. Whatever. It's good. If I have to cut it out later, I will.
Okay. Well, I'll go back to the initial point.
I can just blur that if I have to.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, in terms of like, that's fine. So in terms of like, spending time between like my music and my YouTube, I definitely struggle to maintain that balance. YouTube takes priority now, because I mean that's where I'm trying to push my career for the time being. I've reduced my hours at work so I can spend more time doing videos and increase the quality of them. And in terms of music, I always used to, when I was younger, I used to try to balance everything perfectly, but like it's just impossible. And there's me playing the Halo tune, the tune on one of my acoustics. But yeah, so I think sometimes you have to make sacrifices in life. Music, I will do it when I can. I always play music every day. I write music every day. It's one of my emotional outlets. But like recording music is a nightmare and very time consuming. And yeah, that's kind of on the back burner. And I'll just do it when I can.
Well, if you're ever looking for somebody to do some collabs with, you got two guys right here that love messing around with music. Just letting you know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll bear that in mind. Yeah.
Timmy and I just did a collab over the internet. Essentially, he did the instrumental part, and then I put it all together and produced it, where I did the singing. But that's our Little Mermaid parody. Not to
Yeah.
shout out ourselves or anything, but
I'll have to have a full watch through. I only had a quick look at the clip earlier, so I'll investigate my thoughts.
I have to ask though: is any of your music available somewhere that I can reach it easily?
Yeah. SoundCloud, Bandcamp.
Okay.
So I can send you links after this.
Oh, we're not gonna show everybody on the podcast, huh?
Oh, I mean, if you want, SoundCloud. Just if you search Jack Fletcher, Love of Machines. That was like my last EP that I did.
Let's see if I can search. Can you? Oh, you can. There we go. All right. You said.
I tell you, no, my latest song, and I did this with a YouTube friend. I wrote it. Just put in a course, so ACORSE, and then Young Man, Big World.
Is it? Did you say AC or EC?
AC.
Okay.
ORSE. Young Man, Big World. And that's like the latest song I wrote, and then my YouTube friend produced it with me.
So is this you or is this your friend?
This is me and my friend. We only did one song under that.
Oh, okay. So this is like your guys' collaboration name, essentially.
Yeah, and then I do a lot of stuff in my own name as well. My last album was called Jack Fletcher, Love and Machines. There we are. That's my new, at the top, that's my new album cover, Forgiving Who I Was Before.
Okay.
Yeah, that was taken in Utah.
Nice. World traveler.
Yeah, well, I try. And then Love and Machines, that was my last EP I did a couple of years ago.
Very cool.
Which I'm very proud of, but it's got its flaws, but what doesn't?
My music existed on SoundCloud for a while, and it's magically not magically. It's been removed on purpose. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I if you keep scrolling, I'm not sure I've got my old EP. Okay, I do have my old EP. Oh no, keep going. Is that as far as it goes?
That's as far as it scrolls.
Oh, that's a good thing. Well, on my Bandcamp, I've got my first ever EP, and I wrote most of those songs when I was like 15. And actually, it's with the same microphone. I've had the same microphone for, about 8 years now.
Same
somehow.
here. This bad boy. You can't even see it. It's
Audio Technica.
Audio Technica.
Yeah.
AT 2020.
BTR mic.
I've had mine for like a decade too. Probably easiest way to do that. Well, MX, whatever, MXO.
That's a good point. I could just show you guys. AT 2020 Audio Technica.
Considered getting one of them, if I'm honest.
It's a nice USB mic. If you like straight to digital. If I could fix my camera here.
Yeah, right. I shouldn't have done that. Regret.
If you like
my choices.
If you like your audio going directly digital to USB, it's like one of the best USB mics on the. At least when I bought it, it was. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty solid still.
Oh, it is. It's got some great quality sound. It's perfect for podcasting, which I didn't know when I bought it. I thought it was perfect for music when I bought it. It's pretty good with music. It's just perfect for podcasting.
Say mine's perfect for music and not so good for podcasting. So that's why I don't have an air conditioner running right now.
All right. Why don't you jump on this next question?
What Halo-centric YouTube channels are your favorite to watch? Other than your own, obviously, because,
Well, if he had a giant ego, maybe he only watches his own.
That's what I was kind of getting at.
I mean, I do like my videos, but you have the same. I have the same philosophy in my videos about the same philosophy in my music. I create videos I want to watch, and I write music I want to listen to. So, but yeah, I am. In terms of video channels, I would say Hidden Experience one. Uber Nick, Halo Cannon. I love his stuff. I'm currently just looking through my liked videos and subscriptions. I mean, I do. Thing is, like, nothing's really happening like big at the moment in terms of YouTube. So it's a little bit tricky to say who I'm watching because there's not one YouTuber. I'm currently cracking on with, but if you bear with me, I'm looking through my liked videos.
We also have the next question is, what are your favorite non-Halo centric YouTube channels? So you can just cover both of those together if you'd like.
Okay. Yeah. So in terms of non-Halo centric, I would say I like stuff. Like a lot of informative videos. So I watch a lot of you know, did you know gaming? They've just literally just uploaded a video, and I'm gonna get straight on that as soon as this podcast is finished. I watch a lot of Gordon Ramsay. I uh, I don't know. I just like how he's a dick to everyone and gets away with it. Um, Joe Lycett, he's a British comedian. He's got like a consumer rights show, and if like people doing like
Wait,
dodgy stuff,
who is it?
Joe Lycett.
Did
So
I
like
spell that wrong?
Joe Lycett.
Oh, I thought you meant like Joe likes it.
Oh no. Ly
Likes set.
Cet. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's it. Joe Lycett's got you back. He does some funny stuff on his consumer rights show. And then Digital Foundry. They're pretty good. Davey 504 every now and again. Like his bass stuff.
He's got some good stuff.
Yeah, he's funny. He's a weird guy though.
Yeah,
in the nicest way possible.
He literally stood outside of the T-Series headquarters and played the riff to PewDiePie's Lasagna song.
Oh god. Yeah. Not sure how I feel about that, but I actually really like the one he did when he went to Russia. That was a good one. So yeah, I think that's mainly it. You know, I do use the browse function a lot, just like, you know, recommended videos. I think it actually recommends some pretty good videos to me. And that's also part of the problem, like why people don't subscribe to channels as much anymore as they used to do. Just purely because YouTube's algorithm is that good at recommending videos.
But at the same time, they're good at recommending big channels videos. For the most part, you know, smaller channels aren't gonna make it to your recommended feed.
I think if you play it right, they
Think
can.
so?
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, subscribers does help because we want to increase reliability of those subjects. But a lot of people still use the search function. You know, a good proportion of my viewers do find it through searching Halo stuff. I used to do that before I was into the Halo YouTube scene. I used to, if I wanted to know what was happening in Halo, I'd search in Halo on the search bar, filter it to today, and I discovered loads of channels by doing that. And then I just see what people are talking about. So
I actually think YouTube viewers have gotten lazier over the years. Because like I do the same thing. If I want to look up something that happened like in the last week, it's so easy to filter.
I think it also got lazy because YouTube's made it easier as well. I think it's sometimes I'm in the mentality of I will go onto my home screen with the intention to do something on YouTube, and then all of a sudden I'll see, well, I got to see Gordon Ramsay flip his shit at this chef, you know, and then I'll completely digress, and then I'll do that, and then you go into the rabbit hole of, you know, what, and we've all been there, you know, watching video after video, and then you're on the weird part of YouTube, and you sat there like wondering why you're here at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Then you stumble upon a video about televangelists versus the current epidemic.
Yeah. Get that on Facebook a lot, actually. Yeah.
That's where I need to.
He receives your healing. Yeah, that was a weird one.
Put your hand on that TV right there. Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's got his hand lubed up like an old wrinkly man. It's just like
oil.
Discouraging.
I gotta show you a video real quick. I'll just let it play in the background. But I think you'll get a kick out of it.
Oh, what a guy.
See if I can find. Oh, you know what? Because YouTube never works when I try to find your channel. Man, it's really not working. If I type in 4chan, it'll find your channel.
TMM, maybe?
TMM. Sure, oh, no, you know what? Actually, I know I did wrong.
That works.
This is his channel, by the way. That's why I was making the joke about the televangelist. If I could find his channel. Jeez, man.
Yeah, dude. That's a terrible name. That's the problem.
Yeah, you really messed up. Pick and Tell Me More is your name. I know I find it.
Not come up after that, though.
That's insane.
Kind of blows my mind.
Yeah, because you got like 40,000 views.
You'd think it'd be popping up.
Wow.
Especially because I still get like.
You know what? I'm just gonna go to my subscriptions. I don't know why I did this. I'm sorry.
Huh.
We're wasting Jack Fletcher's time right now.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just looking through my Facebook memories there because this day 6 years ago it was my one of my proms,
Really?
and yeah, there's a try to find a picture where I don't look drunk. I had a lot more hair back then. Let's put it that way.
Didn't we
find a
all?
good picture. Nah, it's depressing. Here we go.
Check out this
That was a
wonderful editing.
Don't know if you can quite see it there, but
Yeah.
I had a lot more
Look at
hair back
that.
in the day.
Yeah, I see that.
Strapping fella.
About 18.
You were 18. Let me think about it. Yo, you know what? I think I actually... Give me 1 second. Show you the strapping young fella from my prom. I know I've got this picture.
And you guys both have your prom pictures on, like, loaded up, ready to go.
It's a really
no, it's on my Facebook
long...
memories.
No, this is a really long story. All right. Buddy of mine broke his phone and had me take pictures off of his phone to save all the pictures, right? So
Hold on, I just want to receive his feeling. Hold on. Why he's got really like the end of his fingers are like balls, like really round.
It's so weird.
Yes, Father, I receive your healing. Can feel.
It's funny
the
too because the week after this,
lubrication.
he was like, "It's dead.
It's
Gone. It's shriveled away."
We send that virus from where it once came.
Like how we said we weren't going to talk about this.
Hey, but you know what? Nobody has said the magical words that'll ruin our entire our entire video yet. So
I don't think
yeah.
you can talk about it now without
I
being
don't think
demonetized.
so. Yeah, dude, this gets suggested, so obviously they're not hating on it too much.
all right. So just to finish my story, so my buddy, he's like, "Hey, can you take all the pictures off my phone?" He said, "But don't look at them." And I was like, "What? You got like porn pictures or something on there? Like what? Why can't I look at the pictures?" So you know, as soon as he says that, I'm
You're gonna
wondering,
look
I'm
at
curious. I'm like, why can't I look at your pictures? He's got a cropped picture of me from prom on his phone. It's just me. And I was like, why do you have this? He goes, I was going to make a meme. I was like, just straight face. I was going to make a meme out of it. Sure you were. Like, I'm sure that's what your plan was. I can't find it right now, but it's pretty great. I was like, okay, whatever, man.
It's not
Slightly
creepy at all.
concerning.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I'm pretty close. Anyways, why don't we ask this last question? I'll see if I can find this picture in the meantime. Go ahead.
Well, what other video game series do you enjoy?
I'm a big Zelda fan. So like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are my bread and my butter. So Halo's my favorite franchise, but Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are my favorite games of all time. The nostalgia of playing them on the N64 was just like, I just like sometimes I could tear up just thinking about it. I haven't replayed them in a while intentionally though, but I loved Breath of the Wild. I loved Mario Odyssey. I play an obscene amount of Rocket League. I haven't been on in the past few weeks, but I'm Champ 2 on Rocket League.
Oh,
yeah, so
that's impressive, sir.
Yeah, it took me years to get to this point, but yeah, I'm a bit of a sweaty boy at that now. What else do I like to play? I loved Red Dead 2. I never played Red Dead 1. What else? I'm looking around to see if there's any other inspiration. Yeah, and I grew up playing all sorts of games, really. I was never into any one console in particular. I had the GameCube, I had the PS1, N64, original Xbox, but obviously later down the line I did lean towards the Xbox, and now I play PC. In terms of my PC Steam library, I'm currently playing. I play a little bit of Left 4 Dead 2, but that's mainly mods. In terms of Halo, and oh my goodness, that is you.
Yeah, that is me from my prom forever ago. Yeah, and for some reason, my buddy had this on his phone, which I still don't know why, but he had this on his phone.
Private use.
I don't know what that was all about, but that's
Personal use only.
That's 18-year-old me.
Yeah, that concerns me a little bit. How old are you now?
27.
Okay,
Don't
to
hit your
think about it
walking
that
stick.
hard.
Yeah.
27.
But like, do you not think back to those days though and think like I just think that was like a couple of years ago in my head,
It
like
doesn't
being
seem like it was
18.
that long ago.
Yeah. But then when you think about it, it's like, damn, that was 6 years ago, and you just like it emotionally ruins me.
I'm
I still
coming
feel
up
like
on
I'm
a
18 in
So
my
do I.
head.
I'm coming up on a decade, dude.
I'm
Ugh.
past the
Man.
decade.
I
Don't
got
want to hear
I
it.
got a wife and kids, man. So, anyways, yeah, I agree. Majora's Mask, one of the greatest games ever.
Oh yeah. I mean,
100%.
I'm so glad they remade it on the 3DS. I think the 3DS remake is fantastic.
Ooh, don't watch
Because
any of my old videos.
when you slay it,
I didn't say the 3DS remake was bad, but I said we can ignore this 3DS remake because I never bought it.
okay, it was really good. It fixed some of the things that I thought were wrong with the original game. So I never completed it back in the day. I just couldn't do it. I just didn't know what the hell was going on. But where I did eventually go and fix it on play it. I finished it on the virtual console, but when it came to the 3DS, I thought it looked great, played great. Um, and Ocarina of Time. I mean, I think in a lot of ways Majora's Mask is better than Ocarina of Time.
Hmm.
Um, but like some of the environmental stuff to Ocarina of Time is just. I still say Ocarina is my
So
number one,
beautiful,
just for
right?
nostalgia. Yeah.
And the fact that when it happened, like there wasn't anything like that. I started Zelda back on regular Nintendo, so seeing it in that whole different scale, not just an overhead
You really are old,
pixel.
aren't
Oh yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I'm wise.
I love the fact
But
that we're talking about Zelda with televangelists on the screen.
you? Yeah. Yeah,
there's a
I
link
mean,
there.
yeah,
Sorry,
I
dad joke.
think with I mean, one of the things I really liked about Ocarina of Time, I still don't think enough games do it these days. The music is sensational, like there's no
Hmm.
denying that. But it's also the moments where it didn't play music. So, for example, when you first start in Hyrule Field and you first go into Castletown, um, before you get to Castletown and the bridge rises up, the music fades and all you hear is just the ambience, the birds singing, the background wind, and there's the little noises. And there's just something that really strikes me emotionally about that. It made me feel like I was in the world. I think like music can invest you into a world, but also redacting it at the right times immerses you just as much
Hmm.
because it gives you that moment of reflection, that thoughtfulness. Like
You're talking
Kakariko
about jazz. No, I'm just kidding. It's about the notes you don't
Yeah.
play.
Well, yeah. I but
Way to
it's
ruin
like
the moment,
Kakariko
Timmy.
Village. Yeah, but like Kakariko Village did the same as well. The music's great in Kakariko Village. But like in the evening, when you just see like the people walking around and just the calmness of everything,
Yeah,
I just feel so connected to it emotionally.
right.
And what the hell is on screen? Oh my God.
This is
That's
this
what
is
happens if you drink Jim Baker's COVID cure there, bud. You turn blue. It's not true, but I mean, it is true. If you drink a lot
I'm
of
gonna
it.
watch this video later on. Can someone send me the link?
I think Timmy can send you the link to his video.
Just paste it on top of my head.
Oh God. One evangelist is enough on screen, but
He's
I'm
got three of
appreciating
them.
this editing, by the way. I think this is
Yeah, I think you'll like it based on some of the stuff we've talked about earlier. But there you go, Timmy. There's your shout out.
Yeah, thanks, bud. Appreciate that.
Do you want to have any
I love the
closing?
concentration on your face. I'm sorry, I'm just like taking a moment to appreciate this. I love the concentration. I don't know what you're talking about, but whatever you're saying, you are fully invested in it.
Oh, yeah. When I start spewing it, it doesn't stop.
He's got the voice for radio and the face for YouTube.
Agree.
The face for radio. Yeah,
I said the voice for radio
I
and
know.
the face for YouTube.
Appreciate it.
Anyway, do you have any closing thoughts on your channel? Anything else you'd like to deep dive into?
No, other than that, I'm just excited for the future. I've done some pretty exciting things in the past years. Been to the studio 3 times, which is like a childhood dream. I've been sent cool care packages, been to press events. I'm excited for the year ahead. I think, hopefully whoever's watching this can join me along in the ride and see what wacky, crazy adventures get up to next.
Yeah, maybe some of his guitar riffs will make it into a Halo game.
You know, I thought about that in the shower this morning, funnily enough, and I told myself to get in the real world, but we'll see. We'll see. Never say never.
Well, you know, Marty, just be like, hey man, I got some riffs for your next game.
Yeah, and he'll ask me who I am, and I'll show him the picture, and he'll say he doesn't remember it. But you know what? That's fine, because I still have the picture.
He remembered the stalker story that Fort Atlantic told on our podcast 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I think I saw that actually. Yeah. There's a clip on Twitter, wasn't there?
Yep, I clipped it out of the video and I posted it to Twitter and I said, "Hey Marty, this guy."
Yeah, because I replied as well. Yeah.
He did.
Cool of him to reply. I tweeted
really cool.
to Adam, and then I realized he replied already. I was like, shit, I'm gonna delete that because.
Now, if only he would reply to my request for an interview. No.
Yeah, it's hard to get a hold of.
Yeah, he is.
But he doesn't follow many people.
No, he doesn't.
And it keeps it that way intentionally.
I would too if I was in his shoes, honestly. You know, wouldn't want the Ken Copeland cures coming his way. As always, I'm Chris.
I'm TiMMy. Definitely not Will. Stop calling me not Will, but keep calling me not Will. Just not Will. Right?
Yeah. Well, not well. I'm Fletch from Ultimate Halo, and thanks for having me, guys. It's been a blast. Yeah, I've had a good time.
We got 2 more videos to film, so go check those out in a minute here. As always, I'm Chris, and it's outing now.